Good morning, friends. Greetings and welcome to The Bright Side, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado. I use nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs. That's because I look at the human body as a healing system, a regenerating system that is designed divinely to heal and renew itself on a moment-to-moment basis. While some folks may call that healing and renewing and regenerating system a miracle, it really is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, we are here for you. We welcome your phone calls on the Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. That's 844-236-6010. If you have questions about health, nutrition, prescription drugs, the longevity products, my Truth Skin Health products, or if you just have a comment or a success story you'd like to share, 844-236-6010 is our number on the Bright Side. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised or recommended on the program, please head over to brightsideben.com, pharmacistben.com, or criticalhealthnews.com. You can order products right off the website. You can also sign up to join the Bright Side Ben team right off the website. Websites, pharmacistben.com, criticalhealthnews.com, and brightsideben.com. You can also call the Bright Side Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. That's 866-735-2470. And if you're interested in checking out our Truth Skin Health products, please go to truthtreatments.com. Make sure you take a specially long look at our Retinol 5% gel along with our Truth Serum, Truth Balm, Truth Omega-6 Healing Cream, all made with vitamin C, lots of it, fat-soluble, stabilized vitamin C, as well as our Retinol 5% gel, which includes 5% retinol, never any preservatives, fragrances, fillers, waxes, emulsifiers, surfactants, or water in any of our Truth Skin Health products. Nothing your skin doesn't want and doesn't need, because you shouldn't have to pay for things that your skin doesn't want and doesn't need. Check out all the products, all our skin health products at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Okay, welcome back to the Bright Side. We're talking about the connective tissue. The connective tissue makes up the bulk of the body, along with the muscle tissue. 70 to 80% of the human body is made up of these two systems, which are essentially one system. The connective tissue is the yin to the muscles' yang, if you will. The muscles move, and as the muscles move, the connective tissue moves. The connective tissue is a passive and receptive aspect of the musculoskeletal system. The muscles are the active and dynamic portion of the musculoskeletal system. The muscles are the male aspect, they're the father aspect. The connective tissue is the receptive aspect, the mother aspect. That's why yesterday we said it's called the matrix. The connective tissue is known as the matrix. It's the mother aspect. The muscles are yang, the connective tissue is yin. The muscle tissue is constantly burning through nutrients and energy. The connective tissue is storing nutrients and energy. When we talk about energy pathways in the body, or acupuncture meridians, or acupuncture points, which refer to the empty spaces or the holes in the connective tissue netting, we're really referring to energy medicine. We're really referring to the spiritual aspect of the body. We're referring to the invisible aspect of the body. Pretty much all energy medicine is about the connective tissue. And when I talk about the invisible or the spiritual nature of the body, I'm referring to the electrical nature of the body. The connective tissue can be thought of as the manifestation of the body's spirituality. That's because it's conducting invisible energy, electrical energy. By the way, this invisible electrical energy sometimes manifests itself as light, biophotons. And I know this sounds kind of weird maybe to some of you guys, but this is hardcore science. Biophotons are actually not in question. It is now known that the connective tissue emits light. It's now known that our DNA emits light. The connective tissue is the center and the focus of attention for all woo-woo types of healings. Acupuncture, Tai Chi, Qigong, massage, energy medicine, Rolfing, which is connective tissue massage. The connective tissue is also the iconic example of the unification of the body, the unification of all of the body's components. The connective tissue is what gives the body, which is made up of hundreds, if not thousands, of muscles and bones and organs and glands and various systems. The connective tissue is what gives the body a unified appearance, a unified whole structure, despite its various subcomponents. In fact, each of the 100 trillion cells in the body is woven together into this complex yet unified system via the connective tissue. The connective tissue is what integrates all the cells. The cells have, this is so amazing, cells actually have little tiny super submicroscopic skeletons. You know that picture you always see in high school biology of a cell with a circle and a couple of things in the middle? That's not what a cell really looks like. A cell is densely packed with substructures and compartments and even a little skeletal system, a miniature skeleton. And this skeleton actually extends outside of the cell. This is unbelievable. The skeleton inside of a cell will extend outside of the cell and link up with the connective tissue. So not only does the connective tissue link up all the structures and components of the body, the muscles and the bones, etc., but it links all of the cells. All of the cells are woven together into one complex whole via the connective tissue. And what's more, via the connective tissue, we can communicate to ourselves. By manipulating the connective tissue, you manipulate the individual cells. And when I talk about manipulating the connective tissue, I'm not just talking about manipulating it like with your hands, pressing it, although that is a way to manipulate the connective tissue. You can actually send signals to the cells by manipulating the connective tissue. But you can also send signals to the cells by talking to the connective tissue. The connective tissue is responsive to sound. The connective tissue is responsive to light. The connective tissue is responsive to invisible energy, and this is how the individual cells can be communicated with. Our sensations, our emotional sensations, our physical feelings, these are all transmitted to the cells via the connective tissue. So through the connective tissue, we can actually communicate, we can actually manipulate, we can actually work with the cells, with the cells themselves. The connective tissue can be thought of as a type of brain. It's like it's the body's version of the 3-pound structure that lives in our heads. It's an information processor, a storage device. It informs the cells about the world. It informs the cells about the world outside of themselves, the extracellular world, the outside world. And as the connective tissue breaks down, which it does inevitably with aging, with malnutrition, with a lack of oxygen, with inflammation, as the connective tissue breaks down, our ability at the cell level, as well as at the organ and structure level, to respond appropriately to the world, to our environment, will break down along with it. Aging and disease are largely about the connective tissue. I know we've been spending a lot of time talking about the connective tissue, but for good reason. This is really what aging and disease are about, and this is also what health is about. It's about healthy connective tissue, because the connective tissue runs from the top of your head to the tip of your toes. It runs everywhere. It's the netting, the matrix upon which the entire body hangs upon. And the deterioration and the congestion and the ultimate hardening, i.e. fibrosis, of the connective tissue is what aging is all about. It is the quintessential definition of aging: congestion, deterioration, and hardening of the connective tissue. In other words, nutritional deficiencies, lack of oxygen, and toxicity cause a deterioration of the connective tissue, a breakdown of the connective tissue, a degeneration of the connective tissue, which results always in inflammation, which is followed by fibrosis. That's the disease process and the aging process for you in a nutshell. Nutritional deficiencies, lack of oxygen, toxicity cause a deterioration of the connective tissue, which in turn results in a protective inflammatory response followed by a hardening or a fibrosis. And that's all disease and all health challenges. What's worse is once the connective tissue can no longer nurture the cells, once it's deteriorated and inflamed and fibrotic, and it can no longer feed the cells. Remember, the connective tissue is feeding the cells. The connective tissue is breathing the cells. The connective tissue is detoxifying the cells. And once the connective tissue breaks down, cells die. Then the cells spew out their contents. This causes further deterioration, inflammation, and fibrosis. This causes more dead cells, and on and on and on. And this is what chronic degenerative disease is all about. Chronic means we don't know what the heck is going on. That's because they're not listening to these ideas about how the connective tissue breaks down. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. We'll continue this talk about connective tissue and health and wellness when we come back from our break. 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. We will return on the bright side right after this. Okay, we are back on the bright side. I am Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number. We have lines open for you, 844-236-6010. If you have questions about the longevity products or our Truth Skin Health products, if you have questions about skin or about health challenges you or a loved one may be dealing with, or if you have a success story you'd like to share, 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products you hear advertised or recommended, or if you want to join the Brightside Ben team, we would love to have you on the team. You can start yourself a business and generate some money selling longevity products, helping change the world with the power of nutrition. Call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Tell them you want to join the Brightside Ben team for a one-time $25 fee. You can start a nutrition business if you're entrepreneurially minded. If you want to start a business, but you're intimidated by all the licensing and inventory and all the hoops you got to jump through to start a business, we've done it all for you. We've made it easy to start your own business, and not just any business, but a business that changes lives. And that is no exaggeration, friends. You will change lives at the most fundamental level. That is the level of their physical bodies, of people's physical bodies, and at the level of your customers' health and well-being. Call 866-735-2470. That's the phone number for the Brightside Ben phone team, or you can sign up right off our websites, brightsideben.com, criticalhealthnews.com, and pharmacistben.com. Okay, so the connective tissue is the woo-woo part of the body. The connective tissue is what's responsible for the well-known therapeutic benefits, medicinal benefits, healing benefits of acupuncture, of body work, of movement therapies. The connective tissue is piezoelectric. That means it generates an electrical charge when it is pressed. That means when the muscles move, remember the muscles are dynamic, they're moving, and the connective tissue is responding to the movement of the muscle. When the muscles move and the connective tissue responds, the connective tissue generates an electrical charge, and this is partially how our bodies run. Is via the electrical energy of the connective tissue. This doesn't happen when the connective tissue breaks down. This is why glucosamine and chondroitin and bone soup and cartilage-containing products and vitamin C and essential fatty acids and all of these elements that are important for building connective tissue have, as they say in the world of biology, pleiotropic effects. Pleiotropic means they have multiple effects. Pleiotropic, pleiotropic. That means lots of different benefits, lots of different functions, lots of different effects. And strategies, nutritional strategies, as well as exercise strategies and manipulation strategies like massage for the connective tissue have multiple benefits. If you are sick, if you are aging rapidly, or if you're just aging, you got a connective tissue problem. Take it to the bank. If you're wrinkling, if your skin is wrinkling, if you have osteoporosis, if you're starting to hunch over, you got connective tissue problems. If you have leaky gut syndrome, that is a connective tissue problem. The gut, the intestine breaks down. The connective tissue breaks down. Hernias, connective tissue problems. Prolapses, connective tissue problems. Alzheimer's disease, connective tissue issue. Parkinson's disease, connective tissue issue. Even Huntington's chorea. Pretty much anything you can name in the way of degeneration is about the degeneration of the connective tissue. And it all happens via nutritional deficiency, lack of oxygen, and then toxicity. And then cells die, and you go off to the disease races. And doctors will tell you it's a chronic disease. They call it chronic. Chronic is a euphemism for we don't know what the heck's going on. Chronic is a euphemism for sorry, nothing we can do. But if you understand this mechanism, now you know there is something you can do. You can rebuild the connective tissue. You can rebuild the body. Do you know the heart contains lots of connective tissue? And the connective tissue is not just there to support the heart. If you ever heard of the pericardium, there's a health challenge or a health condition called pericarditis. The pericardium is a bag of connective tissue that the heart sits in. And when the connective tissue starts to break down via this nutritional deficiency, lack of oxygen, and toxicity issue, that you can get what's called chronic recurrent pericarditis. Actually, they call it idiopathic. That means your doctor has no idea what the heck's happening. Idiopathic pericarditis. That means we got an inflamed connective tissue that surrounds the heart and we have no idea why. Well, you have an idea why because you've been listening to this program. Your doctor should listen to this program. If he ever uses the word idiopathic, that means we don't know what the heck is happening. But the heart has other forms of connective tissue that are not the bag that the heart sits in. That's an amazing form of connective tissue, a little connective tissue sac, the pericardium that the heart sits in. Peri means around, cardium for heart. But guess what? There's connective tissue inside the heart. You got a cardiac skeleton. You got, just like we had a cytoskeleton, the cell skeleton we talked about in the last segment, just like you have a bone skeleton, your heart has a skeleton, and it's a connective tissue skeleton, just like your bone is connective tissue. You got a cardiac skeleton that's made of connective tissue. And guess what? That cardiac skeleton is supposed to keep the electrical energy flowing in the heart in a controlled fashion. When the connective tissue cardiac skeleton breaks down, guess what's going to happen? Electrical energy will start to flow in an uncoordinated fashion, in a non-choreographed fashion, and you'll have arrhythmias and you'll have fibrillations. And your doctor will say, oh, well, we got to put you on a beta blocker. We got to poison that heart because it's just not cooperating. Your heart is non-compliant. We're going to have to drug it. What they're missing is you got a connective tissue problem. And what causes connective tissue problems? Nutritional deficiency, hypoxia, and toxicity. Arrhythmias and fibrillations can, I don't want to say always, but certainly one of the major reasons for these things is connective tissue breakdown in the heart. And this is why, by the way, doctors have always noticed, or medical researchers, I should say, have noticed that there is a major connection between rheumatic diseases, like rheumatoid arthritis and lupus and scleroderma, and heart disease. Because they're all connective tissue problems. The connective tissue breaks down uniformly. It doesn't break down in just one area. If it's breaking down in the joints, it's going to break down in the heart. This also explains the relationship between heart disease and connective tissue diseases, i.e. Marfan syndrome, which is a famous connective tissue disease. If you've had a heart attack or your arteries are blocked, please understand that you have many, many non-medical strategies you can use. If you have arrhythmias, likewise. If you have fibrillations, likewise. Why? Because in many ways, heart attacks, atherosclerosis, arrhythmias, and fibrillations are connective tissue based. The connective tissue is degrading. It's deteriorating. You guys, can you see how foundational and important this is if you're dealing with a chronic degenerative disease? You now have a target, the connective tissue. You now have a place that you can work, your connective tissue. Of course, we've talked about the ways you do this for years, the way you approach this problem with nutrition and with oxygen, with relaxing the body, but with detoxing the body as well, but we never really emphasized its relationship to the connective tissue. Now, if you're 50 or 60 years old and you've been indulging in the standard American diet, you may need to have some surgical or medical intervention. I'm not Pollyannish here, folks. I'm not saying you can just build your connective tissue and everything else will be fine. You may be in a world of hurt, and there are times when medical intervention may be necessary, but that does not mitigate the fact that you should be building your connective tissue while you're on your drugs. You should be doing these connective tissue strategies while you're taking your beta blockers, while you're having your medical intervention. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number on the bright side. We'll take a quick break and come back with you and your phone calls. 844-236-6010 is our number. We'll be back right after this. Don't go away. We are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. 844-236-6010 is our number, and we do have lines open for you. We will get your calls here in just a moment. If you're on hold, hang tight. I want to go over a couple of cool stories from the news. Let's see here. From a new report by the United States Bone and Joint Initiative, an estimated 126.6 million Americans, that's one out of two of us, 1 out of 2 adults, is affected by a musculoskeletal condition, i.e. connective tissue, comparable to the total percentage of Americans living with chronic lung or heart condition. And we just talked about how heart conditions many times can be connective tissue based. This costs us an estimated $213 billion in annual treatment care and lost wages. It's according to the United States Bone and Joint Initiative. What does that mean? That means get yourself on a nutritional supplement program. Work on your digestive health challenges. Reduce toxicity. Make sure you're oxygenating the body. Make sure you're respirating, blowing off carbon dioxide, and make sure you're not interacting with toxicity. One of the things about the connective tissue is it's our detox system. connective tissue literally filters out toxins. The connective tissue drains away toxins via the lymph, which we don't talk about nearly enough. When we talk about moving the connective tissue through bodily actions, a lot of that has to do with moving the lymph. If you're dealing with venous problems, vein problems, venous insufficiency as they call it, if you're dealing with thromboses, if you're dealing with varicose veins, if you're dealing with hemorrhoids, chances are your lymphatic system is clogged up. Oh, I love this one. This one came out yesterday from Molecular Psychiatry. Check this out. Alzheimer's disease found to be a diabetic disorder of the brain. Researchers at Tohoku University have found a promising treatment for Alzheimer's disease by noticing a similarity in the way insulin works in the brain and in the pancreas of diabetic patients. Hello! How long have we been saying that Alzheimer's disease is about sugar, as well as toxicity, and as well as hypoxia, as well as nutritional deficiency, but in large measure, it's about sugar. The connective tissue is one of the major points of attack for sugar. And we said how Alzheimer's disease and dementias are the result of holes in the connective tissue in the brain. So of course you've got a diabetic connection to Alzheimer's disease. You do not need to have research, you just need to understand how the body works. Although it's nice to have these ideas verified by scientific research, the fact is, it's just common biological sense. Speaking of Alzheimer's disease and Alzheimer's dementia from the University of Kansas, we find, quote, new findings on physical activity could shape treatment for mild Alzheimer's disease, unquote. For older adults, physical activity can protect you from cognitive decline and forms of dementia such as AD, Alzheimer's disease. And we all know that as we get older, we're not as active. So older folks, and by that I mean anybody over 50, but certainly 60s and 70s and even 80s, move the body. Sitting is the new smoking. When we sit, our bodies, the body works on a use it or lose it fashion, and the more we sit, the more we don't use it, is the more we lose it. So getting out in the gym, and you don't have to even get out in the gym. You can get yourself a rebounder, you can walk up and down stairs, you can practice sitting and standing. There's all kinds of strategies that you can use to help move the body, contract the lymph, and place movement attention on your connective tissue without having to go to a gym. All right, 844-236-6010 is our number. Got lines open for you. Let's go to California and say good morning to Carlos. What's up, Carlos? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, hi.
Hey.
I could use your help here. I feel like I have a big strawberry face, holes everywhere.
Like acne holes? Acne?
Yeah. I tried the Fleur-O-V. I've done 90 Essentials for close to 3 years. I tried the Sweeties, probiotics.
Can you speak, Carlos? I need you to, Carlos, buddy. You're cutting out a little bit. Can you speak into the phone, or maybe take me off the headphones?
Okay.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yeah, much better.
Yeah, I've been on the 90 for like 2.5 years. I tried the Fleur-O-V. I fasted for 3-4 days. Probiotics, the bone broth protein that you have on your website.
Okay, now hang on a second, Carlos. Tell me what the problem is. I'm not quite understanding. Are you talking about acne?
Yes, I'm having a lot of. It's been about 25 years. I've been dealing with this pimples, acne, and whiteheads.
Okay, that's good news. How old are you, Carlos?
35.
Okay, so since you were 10?
I would say about. Yeah, I was.
Okay,
yeah, like
that's
14,
good news.
14 years old. Yeah.
Carlos, that's good news. That's great news. Okay, let me tell you why.
Really?
Let me tell you. Yeah. Let me tell you why. The more dramatic your symptoms, the more dramatic is the cause. And by that I mean it's something you're doing over and over and over again. It's prominent in your life. Do you follow me what I'm saying, Carlos? When you have a dramatic set of symptoms or a syndrome like you're having at your young age, that means the cause is equally dramatic and prominent. And once you address that cause, everything will resolve itself. You follow me? So this is good news. It's not like it's a hidden It's not like it's a hidden cause. It's something you're doing a lot of. It's something you're doing all the time. It's something you're doing repeatedly. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Now at this point, it's probably your system is probably so broken down that you have lots of other things going on too. But the first thing we want to do is we want to get to the triggering event. And that's something you're doing a lot of, and almost always it has to do with food. All right. Are you lean and mean? Are you built lean and mean, or round and
No,
round?
no,
rounder?
I'm pretty. I weigh 190 and my height is 5'9", and
Okay.
I've tried lots of
Are you
stuff.
stocky?
I've been listening to you a couple of times.
You
and,
tried what?
I've tried so many products, but I'm thinking
It's not a product issue.
Is this maybe because I have candida or parasite?
No, you're on the right track, but candida is part of the problem too. It's not a cause. It's part of the problem. Candida, and everybody has candida, first of all. You may have candida overgrowth. You follow? We all have candida, but you may have candida overgrowth is due to a messed up digestive system.
Okay, because I have a couple of warts for over 3 years. They can't go away, and not only that, I feel like I've been gaining more eye floaters in my eye.
Well, Carlos, my friend, we got to fix you up here. We got to patch you up because you're falling apart and you're too young. All right, so you've been doing something, but this is good news because you've been doing something your whole life. I don't know what it is, but I suspect it's in the food, something with the foods. You've been doing it your whole life, and now your body, after 25 years, after 35 years, is starting to break down and break down significantly. These are problems that you should be having when you're 55, not 35. Now, you got to be clogged up or constipated, or maybe you have chronic diarrhea or loose stools, one or the other. Correct?
Not really, no.
Yes, really, absolutely, 100%. I'm not telling you that because I'm a psychic. Dude, I'm not telling you this because I'm like some kind of psychic wizard. I'm telling you this because this is how the body breaks down. This is the law.
Okay.
This is the way it works. Now, you may not know it, but it's important that you see it because then you can link it to foods. That's the first thing you need to do. In fact, you got to fast for 3 days, do a swear of cleanse.
Okay.
This isn't going to cure your skin. No, listen, Carlos, this isn't going to cure your skin. This is going to clear the deck so you can start the process. You follow?
Okay.
We're going to clear the deck, start you at 0, so you can begin the healing process if you want. You want to hang on?
Yeah.
All right, we'll be back after this break. Don't go away. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We are back on The Bright Side. 844-236-6010 is our number. We're talking to Carlos in California. Let me ask you a couple of questions. First of all, good news, bad news. You're in bad shape, obviously. Good news, you can turn this thing around quickly. Okay, and that's great news because here's the thing. If you're breaking down this significantly and now you got eye floaters, you can rest assured there's parts of your body that are in the process of deteriorating that you don't know about yet. You know what I mean? And you don't want to find out about it. Okay, your lymphatic system has got to be majorly clogged at this point. That's your drainage system for toxins, and it's got to be majorly clogged. And that can lead to all kinds of horrific things down the road. I don't even want to mention them, but they're horrific. Okay, so the good news is you turn this thing around today. Okay, so first of all, you're still breaking out, correct?
Yes, I'm still breaking out.
Okay, hang on, just no, Carlos, just yes or no, because I want to, Carlos, stop, bro. Just yes or no, because I want to get to the solution. I pretty much know what's going on here. Are you built stocky, like have a stocky build, or is it? Is that weight fat? Is that body fat?
I would say body fat. Yeah.
Okay. Is your skin oily?
I think no, but I could be wrong.
Okay, got it. And are you dark skin, or Mediterranean, or Hispanic?
Brown, light skin, brown skin in between.
Okay, but not like Caucasian white skin.
No.
Okay, got it. Okay, all of these are relevant. All right, so here's the deal. Number one, you got to clear the decks. That means the fat. I'm not telling you the fast is curative. I'm telling you just got to clear the decks. You'll feel better when you fast. Then, when you start eating again, you're going to notice things that you didn't notice before. You follow me? When you stop, you hit the reset button. When you stop everything you're doing, and then when you start doing it again, it becomes more obvious to you. If you do it over and over again, you don't notice it as much. You follow?
Okay.
Okay. Are you sure? Does that make sense to you? That's why you fast.
Yeah.
For everybody listening, that's why that's the first step in dealing with a chronic health issue, is because when you fast for 2 or 3 days, symptoms that you never noticed because they've been happening all the time, every day for your entire life, all of a sudden you'll say, oh my God, I don't feel so good. Oh my God, I'm clogged up. I'm constipated. Oh my gosh, I'm breaking out. You follow me? You'll see the link more clearly when you start eating again. When you start eating again, pick your favorite foods, keep close track of them in terms of how your digestive system responds and how your skin responds. You follow? You're going to take notes. It's called a food diary. You're going to be a scientist. You're going to be gathering data. So you're fasting, then you're doing a food diary and testing foods and then eliminating the problem ones that are associated with skin breakouts. There's going to be foods that are associated with skin breakouts, more than likely dairy, more than likely gluten, possibly eggs and peanuts, very likely soy if you're doing any of those things, okay? It could be anything. Okay. Don't limit it. So, but you're going to keep track. You need data, all right? You have no data here. You have no information to go on except that I break out and my skin. You just have the symptoms. We need data. You got it?
Okay.
Are you with me?
Great, yeah.
Okay. Because
I'm
giving you, Carlos, what I'm giving you is a 100% guarantee that you will notice a significant difference in your skin if you follow these steps. And it will add years to your life, and it will save you from health misery in the future. So this is important, that every step here, I'm taking time with you to do this. And by the way, it's for everybody out there, but especially if you're dealing with acne and skin issues, which are not only physically debilitating, but it can be psychologically an issue as well. So anyway, food diary, elimination diet, right?
Yes, I have one more question if I have time.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask you, nowadays we've been exposed to EMF radiation on cell phones, tablets, even on
that's what I was going to tell you to move to Mars. That's what I was going to tell you to move to Mars. That was the last part of the puzzle. Move to another planet. I'm kidding. You can't move to another planet. Yeah. You're stuck here. So we got that. Yeah. Those are givens. Those are givens. They're not great, but you can't do anything about those. But they're not. It's not going to matter once you hand. What's that?
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
You can't ask me. Don't ask me. Hold on to your question. Because let me get to this, because this is so important, Carlos. We're going to run out of time, and it's going to deprive you and listeners. So this is for everybody dealing with any chronic health challenge, but particularly with acne. Get to the bottom. The root is going to be in the gut almost always. Make sure you're using probiotics, the nightly essence from Longevity. Make sure you're using your ultimate enzymes with your meals, okay? And I would be doing a lot of the nightly essence, like 9 or 12 a day. And then when you when you start eating again, eat fermented foods, sauerkraut particularly, if you can do sauerkraut. Okay. The next step of the puzzle is you got to get the blood sugar under control. Almost guaranteed you're dysglycemic, meaning messed up blood sugar. So you got to get the blood sugar under control. Okay. The body fat is telling me that you're getting too much blood, that you're getting too many carbs that you're not burning. So that would be, and that could also come from protein too, which get turned into sugar. So what you want to do is you want to do a combination of more protein, more fat, less carbs, and the gym, workout. Follow me? You want to get some of that. You want to get some of that body fat turned into muscle. All right. You want to become more anabolic, more building, but you don't want to just do it, because building things, if you're not paying attention, can exacerbate acne. So you want to be careful here. So you want to be working out, and you want to be using nutrition that will allow your body to process these building hormones. And we'll give you a bunch of nutrients right now. Zinc, 50 milligrams of zinc. Get it today. Actually, you know what? Go to truthtreatments.com and get my blemish repair complex. All right? I was going to give you a bunch of nutrients, but you can get them all in our blemish repair complex. Vitamin A is in our blemish repair complex. That's also critical. In fact, vitamin A, zinc, and probably vitamin B5 are the 3 most important nutrients for dealing with your health challenge. Not that there's
how many of them should I take a day? The ones you mentioned.
20,000. Get 3 of my blemish repair complex a day. Take them with food. Or take them, you don't want to take all 3 on an empty stomach. There's a whole bunch of nutrition in there. So take them with food, or take them one at a time throughout the day. All right? Blemish repair complex.
3 a day. Got it. Great.
3 a day. Okay? But make sure you're working on your blood sugar. Don't be eating the foods that spike the blood sugar. There is chromium, vanadium, selenium in my blemish repair complex, or chromium anyway. There's not vanadium, but chromium and zinc and selenium, all of which will help you with your blood sugar. So that's truthtreatments.com, blemish repair complex. All right, and then the final piece of the puzzle is you've got to move your lymph, my friend. You are probably majorly clogged up at the lymphatic system level. Oxygen will help do it, slow, deep breathing techniques, exercise, getting on a rebounder, not just weightlifting, resistance training exercise, but actually moving your body. You've got to be clogged up majorly for this kind of breakdown to be occurring. So moving your body is very important. Go ahead.
What herbs would you recommend me to help the lymph? Would you recommend?
No, why herbs? Why would you think herbs?
Turmeric?
No, turmeric's good, but no, it's not an herbal issue. It's a movement issue. Here's the problem with herbs. You're already clogged up, and now your body has more work to do if you give it herbs. So I'd be staying away from the herbs at this point, although turmeric's a good one. Aloe vera is not really an herb, but aloe vera gel may help you with your digestive system. Moving the body, though, that's what you got to be doing. You got to be sedentary. Are you sedentary? You're working out? What are you doing? Are you moving around, or what do you do for exercise or for work?
Yeah, I move around quite a bit, but not as much, but I do.
Yeah, well, you got to start moving because your lymph has got to be majorly clogged. And movement's the way to circulate the lymph, hanging upside down on an inversion device. And then also there's nutrients that can help support movement of the lymph, particularly vitamin E. So make sure you use. Well, you know what? You're going to get vitamin E in my in the blemish repair complex. So yeah, get on the blemish repair complex, stabilize your blood sugar, get in the gym, and then make sure you're getting to the bottom of the digestive health issues. Listen to the archives if you missed anything or you feel you need more information, because this is. I'm guaranteeing you you're going to get better. Guaranteeing you that you will get better to the extent that you follow what I just said. Okay. And it's not just cosmetic and superficial, because this is happening inside your body too. All right. I know I spent a lot of time with you here, but this is a problem not just for you, but for a lot of folks. And it really is true about all. I haven't told Carlos anything different than I've been saying for the last 5 years on this program, or when I talk to you on the telephone, or when I respond to your emails. It's all basically the same idea. With Carlos, you got to pay special attention to the lymph and also to testosterone and insulin. But really, we all have to do the same things. Thanks for your call, Carlos. Appreciate it. Hope we helped you out. That's the real bottom line to this. That's the bottom line to everything I do. It's all the same thing, folks. We don't want to be bamboozled by this medical model that wants us paying attention to this symptom and that symptom and this part of the body and that part of the body. It's all the same thing. And we've been talking about connective tissue, and one of the reasons it's all the same thing is because the body is a unified whole, and it operates as a system. It operates systemically, and the symptoms are just the end result of breakdowns at the system level. And because we all have the same systems, we all have to do the same things. All right. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thank you for listening. Check out my website, brightsideben.com, and take a really long look at our retinol 5% gel at truthtreatments.com, truthtreatments.com. Have yourselves a wonderful, beautiful, spectacular day. We will talk to y'all later. Bye for now.